Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference Board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean, and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's weather page, aka SpaghettiModels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's weather page.
Just click on Mike's page, Trump Donkey Nation. Well, there'll always be some haters, but they don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, what's up, world? Tuesday. We're back all week this week. Our first 5 days in a while. Getting geared up for the season. It was a year ago. I took this video, by the way. That was Beryl in Texas 1 year ago. I don't know exactly a year ago, but it was a year ago, like pretty much a year ago. I don't know the exact date of landfall. Shelly will AI it for me. When was Beryl landfall? But we were there. That was all footage from Beryl a couple years ago, or 1 year ago. 1 year ago in Texas. It was a bad storm. Not only was it a bad storm in Texas, it was really bad in the Caribbean. My buddy Jonathan and Brandon wrote it out. July 7th. There you go. It was almost a year ago. Well, I did stay up all night, so technically it was 24 hours ago. Or 365 days ago. So anyway, good morning, world. We are going to talk a little bit about weather, but it's the big debut of Longo. All right, a little bit of backstory. And then we'll get everybody logged in and we'll talk about it. Sarah, Beryl was intense. Beryl was, I think, at 220 tornado warnings, 44 in New York, if I remember right. Maine had tornado warnings. Beryl knocked power out of Houston for a couple weeks. It was unbelievable. Hey, we got new badges over there on YouTube. That's pretty neat. Idaho, what's up there, Harold? Morning, Loretta Reed. Morning, Gulfport, Steve. It's already 82 in Gulfport. Ugh, you had muggy. I don't even know if it's 82 here yet. Mary Klein, good morning. Candy, how's it going out there? Felice, good morning. So we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, X, and our private little MWP chat, which you can join. Love to have you over there. help support everything we do here at MWP. But yeah, Longo's coming in a few seconds. Weather's a little quiet. Obviously, the big story is the floods. Texas #1, and everything going on over there. It's awful. Just watching the news this morning, it's unbelievable. The pictures and the videos that are coming out. Still missing. Can't imagine what the heck everybody's going through out there, man. And then, of course, Carolina's also having some historic flooding from Chantel. So that's definitely means we need a little break. We'll get into all that a little bit. So we've been streaming live since 2016, back in Hurricane Matthew days. That's when I first met Shelly, and I had Messenger back then because I didn't have hardly many followers, and now I'd get 5 bazillion messages an hour, and I just can't do it. The computer starts smoking from all the ding, 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 dings. But we talked through the storm, living over there on the other side of the state, and then we started doing Facebook Lives in 2016. Got Louie in, he's 7 years old now, so we got him back in probably 18 maybe? 18? I think we got Louie in 18. So then we got a coffee cup with Louie. And we started every show with Louie. 18, 19, 20, 21, all the way to now. Believe it or not. Can you believe that? We were showing Hurricane Louie back during Michael and Florence and Harvey. Crazy. Then we got Hunter. Hunter was like around 2020. They had merch together. Y'all helped me name Hunter. We had polls. We talked about it in a daily brew. We came up with names. Hunter stuck good. Little Hurricane Hunter. And as we know, he passed. I don't want to get into all that. Sad. So we jumped right back into things, and lady tagged a lady that is in the storm business actually, and has to get rid of Longo because they were moving, and it just kind of worked out. And her teams are in Texas now helping with the flood, so it just was meant to be. So Longo is the new puppy. I shared a picture of him. He's on my lap. He's already a daddy's boy, full of energy. He's going outside to pee today. I was so excited to see him and Louie peeing at the same time. But here's the little guy, the world debut. He's just waking up from his little nap. You're going to get a little yawn. But there's Longo, the littlest guy on the planet. We'll see how little he gets compared to Hunter. But he's already meant to be a model. He doesn't move. Big yawn will be coming here in a second. You got a big yawn, buddy? Here it comes. He's so sleepy. I showed him off in the MDOP chat yesterday. But check out his eyebrows, man. He looks like a little bandit. Look how little he is compared to my face. So hopefully we'll be showing off Longo and Louie for the next several years. Louie's sleeping right now. Boy, you just fell right back to sleep, didn't you? Hey, wake up. Hey, wake up. Wake up. I wanted you to be a little more energetic than this. Hey, want to give me kisses? He likes to give me kisses. So anyway, there's Longo, everybody. Y'all share the journeys that we have, and the dogs are one of them, and we're going to get him some merch, right? Let's see if he wakes up. He had a good night's sleeping with Julie. Oh, he got a little perky there. Come on, we'll give him daddy a kiss, and then we'll put you down. Hey. He had a good night. It's the little things in life, seeing him pee out there this morning with Louie. It was so sweet. He made it through the night. I can't believe it. He's only 9 weeks old. Hey, I don't think he's going to wake up. He's got some big wide ears, Vicky. Yes. God, anyway, he's so awesome. So him and Louie become best buddies. They were playing with their tug-of-toy this morning. He prances on Louie. Louie gets him back. I mean, it's everything. Louie has a little bit more energy than he did, obviously, after Hunter. And he seems excited about the new dog. Doesn't seem jealous at all. So they kind of doing things together already. They walk around the house together, and yeah. So there he is, the world debut of Longo. Pretty damn calm. All my dogs are calm. I always wanted to get a third Frenchie, just to prove it, that it's the demeanor of Dad. So I'd like to keep him up here so you can see him a little bit. Let me try him up here. He's so little. Anyway, good morning from Jacksonville. What's up, William? Hey, Jace Cone. What's up? How's Tallahassee doing? He's small. He'll get a little bigger. What's up, Ann? Michael Steven. Brew Crew, y'all saw him yesterday. I can't wait to show him off. We'll be taking him. He's very good so far outside. The problem with Hunter was he was not good outside. Hopefully he's got a little bit better setup. We'd love to be doing a lot more meet and greets with him. We'll be announcing our end of the year Neighbors Helping Neighbors benefit party soon. And we'll be doing a beer release with TBBC and doing some other fun stuff. You'll be able to come meet them. We got some stuff come up at ABC. So, there you go. So we'll say hello for a minute. We'll get into weather. Yeah, he is Biddy Austin. Oh, I joked, Amanda, we had a really aggressive lab for many years, and I think this is just payback that we deserved a calm dog because our lab was out of control. Weather-wise, South Carolina, we're going to get into that. You're right on the border of some storms. We got some lingering areas to watch. No, Noah, the Paradise is 180 opposite than the Islander. No, the Islander is the best of the best of the best. As a matter of fact, I just updated this today on Mike's weather page. Listen, right there, boom. There it is. All right, we've been on the Islander 3 times. We could not be more happy. If you click on that, there's a book online form, and then you can also click on this and get the rates. It's very affordable. 2-person occupancy, $1,389, includes taxes, charges, everything. Everything's included. So that includes taxes and port fees. So 2 people, man, you split that up, it's only $700. 5 nights, man. That's our cruise coming up. They we sold a lot of cabins already. A lot of our friends and family. It's leaving out of Tampa. A lot of friends and family. I have a feeling this is going to sell out quick. And like again, I cannot be more impressed with the staff and the crew from Margaritaville. And I wanted to show this off too. They even have a private speakeasy of Jimmy Buffett's private collection of drinks, albums, memorabilia. It's in a hidden part of the ship. It's beautiful. I highly recommend that, Eric, if you're a big Buffett fan, all of our Brew Crew people. So there you go. I need to get credits. I know, man. I don't know how to do. I don't gamble, so they don't even know I exist. I think you have to gamble in order to get credits. I don't know. So I got a lot of stuff here to show you. I want to make sure it's working. Hey, morning, Kiki. We'll see how long we can leave little Longo up here. All right, 2 things, then we're going to get into the weather, and then we'll keep saying hello to everybody since we don't have a ton to talk about. Oh, Vicky, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know. We've always wanted to jump right back on the saddle again when we lost a dog. Just, you know, it helps. Right, buddy? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. So far, man, he's been amazing. So I'm very, 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 very happy so far. He's just so cute. So I got some fun things coming up. Let me talk about it real quick. So tomorrow, I unofficially, I do get credits, Noah. Yes. They help me out. I buy 4 cabins, so I still pay money, but they give me a discount, obviously. Yes. Oh, yeah. But we also have a rate that's better than advertised, too. So they're actually partners. Margaritaville follows us. Hello, Margaritaville people. I had a meeting with corporate. They're all big fans of Mike's Web page, so they're actually going to help promote it and make it a really cool weather cruise next year. So tomorrow, I think it's 99% official, but I'm going to have a weekly segment on Fox Weather National News at the 12 o'clock hour. So it's going to be on Wednesdays, maybe 12:45-ish. We don't know the official time, but tomorrow I'll announce it. But we should be live at 12:45 with Bob. And that's a weekly thing. That's like free press for us, okay? Non-political. I also go on CNN and I go on News Nation. But, man, to get, free 10 minutes of advertisement for Mike's Weather Page is priceless and gives us a cool platform as all you fans and followers and friends. Appreciate that. Thursday, I'm doing some commercials for ABC. That's why I got that up there. Our Daily Brew now, 6 years with ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. We're doing some commercials. We missed our meet and greets last year because of hurricanes. This year, we're hoping to get those back with no hurricanes. So I can't thank them enough. Why are you so tired? You played all morning. You played so crazy. It's absolutely plumb warm out. I do wear my hat when I do it. All right, we might put him down. Look at that before we say goodbye. Look at that little guy. He is so cute. Look at him. He's so tired. You're so tired. Why are you so tired? Anyway. All right, so big thanks to ABC for all their support. All right, here's the satellite. This is what's cooking right now. A little bit of lightning popping here and there across the Gulf there. Louisiana, Texas, there on the coastal areas. We got a little bit on the east coast of Florida, a little bit in the Big Bend area. Just east Apalachicola there, a little bit of lightning there. Looks like it's around Destin, Panama City Beach this morning. So we had our morning little storms. A little bit down there in Jamaica and the Caymans. Little thunder here popping. So it's always cool to look at this map. I like this map. This is your lightning map as the sun comes up. You can actually see the sun rising as it is delayed, obviously, a little bit, but gives you an idea where the sun's at. So thank you, Miss Amanda Taylor. He'll be at Daytona. Anybody going to Daytona in August? We'll be at the NASCAR race. Yes, Shelly, yep. They're going to have me wear a professional shirt, the ABC Hawaiian shirt, and then a DD shirt. So that'll be cool. Excited. Jesse wants Longo Snuggles. Well, I'm going to leave him on my lap in case he wakes up. But he really likes to lay on my lap. And it's so cute because he jumps. He's like, pick me up, pick me up. And that post I did yesterday, it's such a funny story. But so we told Sarah, now that we have more toys out again, because Louie's happy now, we told her she has to go back to her job of putting the toys away. She's like this. So she started putting the toys away yesterday, and all of a sudden, Longo looks over there and starts jumping, and he's barking. He was mad. And it's so funny because Hunter used to do the same thing. And Hunter would run back over there and pull him out. And Longo started doing that yesterday. 9 weeks old, they already got traits like that. It's so crazy. It's amazing. But anyway. Daytona, August, I don't know, the NASCAR race, whenever that's at. Caryville, when's that? There, Nikki. So anyway, all right, well, let's get into it. Well, Marianne, thank you. He is tired because he ran around all morning. So, all right, so here's the scoop. Let's talk about the weather real quick. Not a lot going on, obviously. It's nothing major impacts. We do have some weather that's impactful, though. But I wanted to share this map. So this is the COCO, I don't even know how to pronounce it, COCORAHS. They thanked me for sharing this. I guess it's a collaboration of weather folks that put together rainfall totals, and you can set the date, the range. I have the link on my site, Mike's Weather Page. You go down here to the radars and stuff, and somewhere down here where your accumulations are at, right here, daily precipitation, weekly precipitation. This is your history page, but right there is the total page, which is really cool. So there's that. And this one goes back to, first part of November or July, and you can obviously see the areas that are red are basically 10 inches plus, okay? So look, I mean, obviously we know Texas. Unfortunately, we know that is terrible, historic. We also have North Carolina, which was some record floods there also, and that's all 10 inches there. You can see these areas. So very detailed map. I really like it a lot. It'll pop up the numbers here in a second. There you go. My browser with all my openings has a hard time, but there you go. But there's, it really paints the picture. 12 inches, 11 inches, 6 inches, 10 inches of what we had this last week. And of course, Texas had obviously widespread double-digit rains out there too. Let's see if there we go. That you can kind of get an idea where they were at. So it's a valuable tool. There's 18 inches, one of the readings. And looking at this map, if you remember right, we had a flow pattern here. When we had Chantel doing this, it was wrapping moisture here. And we had this west central flow as Chantel came ashore. So Florida even had some high numbers. And it's crazy. I watched my local weather people go, have to answer to a lot of hate. Palm Harbor had an official reading of 12 somewhere. This one's 8. But about a mile away, it was 1 inch. So it's hit or miss on this rain. But we did have a flow come in this Palm Harbor area, and there was another reading somewhere that was about 12 inches. Dennis told me he had a leak in his roof. Madeira Beach had a lot of flooding. If you remember, I was on the ship, but I saw some Madeira Beach videos of some cars submerged in the water. So not only it wasn't near as severe as Texas and Carolina, obviously, but we had our own little bit of flooding here too. But it's an interesting map for sure. Real quick, I got a funny story, and then we'll get into my little graphics here. I was eating breakfast on the ship, and I heard a lady talking to her husband. I assume it was her husband. You never know on cruises. We saw some odd characters on the cruise. Some big age differences on the cruise. Like, didn't look like father-daughter. Maybe it was. I don't know. Don't judge. Hey, all the power, man. Well, what was that? What was that one show on HBO with the three blondes and Hugh? I used to watch it. It was a reality show. So anyway, this lady was talking to her husband, and they were looking right at me. It was funny. And she goes, "Yeah, I was reading Dennis last night about the rain in Madeira Beach, and he was this and he was that." And I'm like, oh, so funny. God, Mary Ann's great question. 100-year floods, 1,000-year floods. I am confused like everybody else, but it's the percentages of the chances of a flood event of that magnitude in X amount of years. I'm sorry, I'd have to Google it. I don't understand it. I don't like it, honestly, because it's so confusing. It's some weird percentages of that flood percentage in that particular area. Deborah worked at ABC. Awesome. Jesse, what happens on a cruise stays on the cruise, right? Good morning, Beth. Crazy. So, anyway, all right, we're getting to the weather. We did have a lot to talk about, but there you go, Miguel. 1%. Yep, 1 in 100. There you go. That's what it is. That's kind of, you're right. So the 1,000 years, 1%, 1 in 100 chance, 1% chance of that type of flood. And I think a 1,000-year flood is 0.01, right? Nikki, exactly. I mean, I know the argument is, when you show stats to 1950, that's all I got. I know that there's weather before that, and I get it. We don't know what it was like long ago. You ever going to wake up, buddy? I wanted him to see how energetic you are, but he just had his morning breakfast. And he ran around crazy this morning, right? You just can't handle this. Caryville, Panama, we know that area. I chased tornadoes up that way. Place called Fountain I was at, Mariana. Okay, there's that. So we got flooding. Let's talk about the weather ahead. This is today, tomorrow, Thursday. We do have a lingering line of strong chances of some storms and heavy rains. A lot of this is because the ground's already saturated up there from Chantel, so that increases the flooding potential. But we unfortunately have Carolinas marked again Wednesday, Thursday, right there in the middle of the state. So it's going to mess up part of the, cleanup and all the rescuers up there and the cities that were destroyed again. So tomorrow and Thursday could be bad for some of the same areas that were just hit. But anyway, there's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We do have some Storm Prediction Center stuff I want to talk about. This map just came out yesterday, though, kind of showing that heavy rain, 710, 711. So all that on the Mid-Atlantic. Hazardous heat, we talked a lot about that. Obviously, we have pockets of warm. Well, I know it's summer. Even me and my dad last night, we were talking about it. We don't understand it. I think it combines the heat index, obviously. It's not so much air temp as the combination of wind and heat index, feel like temperature, skin temperature, I get it. It's just kind of... We got more severe weather up top of the U.S. and some pockets of heavy rain along with that. So big low pressure areas coming across upper level U.S. towards the Great Lakes here in a couple of days too. So there you go. That's it. A lot of heat. That's it. Storm Prediction Center for today showing you yellow, a lot of winds. We're going to have thunderstorms today, large area. Normally doesn't get in the yellow risk level number 2 out of 5. Virginia northward, so we're watching that. And we can see some strong storms all the way down to the Carolinas. And it looks like the sea breeze is going to kind of kick in and keep things protected along the coast. So anyway, strong storms today. Tomorrow, large area from the Florida-Georgia line. Where's my... St. Mary's folks in Brunswick? I got a lot of friends down there. Florida Georgia line, Jacksonville. Any Skinnerd fans out there? So anyway, large area for storms. We showed this yesterday. I'll show it again. There's just going to be thunderstorms popping throughout the day, mid-afternoon, evening hours, daytime heating tomorrow. Doesn't mean anything organized. Just that each thunderstorm could be pretty strong. And then tomorrow, same thing again tomorrow or Thursday, with those big storms brewing out in the middle part of the U.S. So there we go. 3 days of storms across the Mid-Atlantic to watch. Talked about hurricanes this morning. This is your 10-day look. And look, I mean, we are talking absolutely nothing. We have the Euro AI, which is new this year. I've been tracking it. The Euro AI ensembles and then the main Euro ensembles there. So, doesn't mean we can't get a homegrown storm. What's interesting, though, is the Euro regulars pointing at a lot of Pacific and nothing on the Euro AI. So I'm kind of keeping my eye on that. But anyway, we got a lot of dust. I'm going to show you the dust map. We got a little bit cooler waters. I showed you that. That little blob of Bahamas yesterday that looked like it was trying to spin, I guess probably ingested some dry air and some shear from this high pressure. But it ain't doing nothing today. I'll show you that. We had a couple models the last couple of days that had this energy kind of come over here and do something, but that's not hardly showing anymore. So, that's it. There's nothing strong enough to hype for me, so no clicks. Kingsland, Georgia. I know where that's at, Amanda. Do you know the Merediths? I'm friends with the Merediths. Miguel, I'm curious, 1 in 1,000, would that be 0.01% chance, I think? And 500 would be 0.05%. I think that's what I read. Normally he yawns. This is the most he slept, but he played all morning. He'll get the second win. I swear it's my talking. These dogs all get very calm when I talk. Everybody said our third Frenchie will never be calm, so that I'm going to put them all wrong. Look at that. What do you think, buddy? You going to ever wake up for everybody? I swear he moves. I got a really good video this morning of him and Louis tugging on Oh, it is for me. Tammy, if you're watching, thank you. I got a speaker in the mail the other day from Turtle Box, and it turned out to be OSR. So thanks. A little waterproof. Let's see, where do I got one from today? Thought I had one today. There's one of them tearing up his toy. So anyway, it's all good. All right, so anyway, so nothing to talk about at Tropics. It's not going to make anything up. It was 1 year ago today. We were talking about Beryl, or watching Beryl make landfall, and believe it or not, we're already on our sea storm. So I got the typical comments, oh, I thought this was supposed to be a serious season, and where's all these big forecasts? Again, it always comes down to impacts and whether or not you were impacted, okay? Believe it or not, normally in the Atlantic, our third system is August the 3rd. So science, this is 1991 to 2020. So the average now the argument will be whether the storms actually storms. I'm not the guy to ask. They have a criteria of convection and circulation and winds. If it meets it, it meets it, So technically, we are in an above average season already. Believe that or not, we are in an above average season. Jenny, you missed long ago. Well, I'll bring it up here again. You just have to keep watching. Charles Duke from Port Charlotte. I was out in the back porch today vacuuming some stuff, and I swear I must have got into some baby spiders because now I'm itching everywhere. So anyway, our normal third system of the year is August the 3rd. First hurricane usually is August the 11th. So can't call the seat. Look at, I'm scratching. I'm all paranoid thinking I got bugs in my head. Oh, by the way, look what came in the mail. This is so ironic. So do y'all remember? Somebody say yes. Do you remember the picture I put out there when we lost Hunter? And I told y'all we're gonna get I'm gonna get a decal made. So I got these. These are almost life size, but it's those perforated. They got holes in them. They're designed to be outside window decals that you can see through. Pretty awesome. So the picture of Hunter on the side of my truck, I used the same picture and had it made. It's going to look like he is looking out the window. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to cut it. I think it's white behind it, so I'm going to have to cut it. Isn't that awesome, though? Look at that. It's so cute. So I'm going to put that on the truck, the Storm Chaser. So we got Hurricane Hunter riding in the truck. Pretty cool, right? I think that's awesome. All right. Anyway, no tropics. I don't think, at least, doesn't mean we can't have a homegrown system. Number one thing I see over the years is like I'll show a 10-day map, and then next day there's something that just popped up. Or National Hurricane Center has nothing the next 7, and then next thing you know, something pops up. So never take your eye off the tropics or storms, that's for sure. Just, we look at signs like that, and right now it doesn't look like there's any areas to really, really watch. I mean, this little blob by Bahamas yesterday, I was really curious about. It showed a little bit of bump in the wind chart, like maybe it was trying to do something, this little area, and it's got a little spin to it. You can almost see it right here. It's got a little upper level spin to it. Well, I can't make that any bigger or not. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. But I'll tell you what, let's zoom in on a little bit more on Weather Nerds, because Weather Nerds has the coolest interactive satellite that I like here. So we can really zoom in on it like that, and then we can update the plot, and then we can put it in motion here. Water vapor. And you see some sort of, slight rotation and bubble going on. But most of the models had this kind of hug and curve, and a couple of them had it pushed through the state. So, if there was a spot to keep an eye on, I would just casually keep an eye on that. But it looked a little bit better organized yesterday. You kind of see the bubble there. Bubble. All right, there's a lot of ways. You can look at 850 vorticity and see there's a little bit of spin right here in the Bahamas. Didn't think I'd see that. 500 millibar. A little more. So yeah, interesting. Look at lower level surface winds. Nothing really showing. 850 is probably showing a little bit, just a teeny little bit right here, a little bump. 700. Nah, see, it doesn't really look that good. Yeah, a little 500, a little more of a mid-level circulation. These mid-levels take a lot of time to try to develop. But you can see what's happening here. The winds are coming up around, and they're wrapping around, and really nothing yet has closed it off. So that's why it's not marked by the National Hurricane Center. So shear tendency, a lot of wind shear. A lot of that's probably a tut. I think they call that a tut. So it's got a little pocket of wind shear, but I don't know. So again, if there was a spot to look at, that's what I'd be looking at, just for a little sneaky little surprise pop up. So anyway, even the long range modeling here, you can see it on Tropical Tidbits. Let's just pull up the juice map here, and you can kind of follow. I'll tell you what, let's look at the vorticity here. It might be easier to see. And it kind of gets lost in the wind shear. So that's that. That's what vorticity looks like, hitting South Carolina there, and then curving up towards Carolinas. That was Chantel. And we can go back a few days too. I think we can go back to the 3rd here and look at Texas, and might be able to see some of that spin that was lingering around the 4th. A little bit, maybe. Not really. I was going to show the precipitable water map that was showing you that flow going up towards the state from which was argued to be some of Barry. Actually, I kind of see it right there a little bit. It did kind of hover. We had a lot of conflicting energy from the north and from the south, and it just parked that area right there, middle part of Texas, and it just didn't have anywhere to move. Just kind of jet stream, lower flow, just kind of, and then we did have a brief moment of little circulation there that some people shared. It almost had a little bit of surface low rotation. In fact, I don't know if we can go zoom into Texas really close or not here on Tropical Tidbits, but anyway, you can kind of see it a little bit. Let me open up to a new picture here. You can kind of see the wind flow here a little bit there. You can see a little bit of conflicting winds create a little bit of flow. All right, enough of that. All right, let's talk about dry air. Let's see. There's a dry air map. A lot of dry air in the yellows and reds and oranges. Didn't really reach that area in the Bahamas, but there is a little bit of dry air out there. We got a big plume coming right now. Let's take a status look on that one. Very strong plume of dust that is showing up very strong. Here you go. So there is a little bit in Bahamas. This is the 8th, but there's going to our friends in Belize, Central America. But then look at this big old, man, that's massive push. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen one that large, that part of the middle. I mean, so they're going to be getting all kinds of alerts in the Caribbean here tomorrow. Northern part, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, you're going to get a lot of dust in the next couple days. They issue air quality alerts for that. And it is going to make it down to the Bahamas and Cuba and Jamaica and Hispaniola and the Caymans, and it looks like Florida, and it's going to make its way into the Gulf first part of the next week. And look at that. A lot of dust. That little plume there is still showing up as 17th. About 8-9 days from now. So there you go. That's going to keep the Atlantic a little cooler than normal. Let me show you here what it does exactly. Let's do, this one's a little easier to see here on Levi's site. The anomaly maps. So let's pull up the North Atlantic and open it up right here. So here's on Tropical Tidbits. This is your 81 to 2010 average anomaly maps. So when the temperature is normally 85, if it's 84 or 83, then we have blue. If it's 86, 87, 88, then we have oranges. White is like the 30-year normal. And I don't know what this little thing here is. That's definitely an anomaly, I think. I was going to try to do some homework on what the heck's going on there in the Turks and Caicos. There's something hot down there. But so this year we've had a lot of plumes of dust, and we see this one coming across right now. And that does two things. That indicates strong winds. Stronger the winds, the more dust it picks up and brings it across the Atlantic, and it also churns the water up below. So when you have a lot of waves and stronger winds across this MDR region, this is the MDR, Main Development Region, even though I really don't pay attention out here. Yeah, Beryl, yes, but the last few years it seems like we rarely get any storms in this Main Development Region. So there's a lot of hype about it, but in reality, this is where we really pay attention to the most. And those waters are a little bit above normal. So, but this is all because of these winds and dust. Have kept things cool. So, but this is warm. You know, I would almost bet money that Chantel moisture, a lot of that was being fed from the little bit warmer waters of the Atlantic last couple days ago. But anyway, you can just see the comparison to 24 to 25. This is a timestamp, same week, end of June, early July. But you can see that the waters are a little redder, and that indicates last year the waters were warmer than they are now in this whole general MDR. And they were a little warmer in the Gulf, a little bit, and a little bit warmer even in the Atlantic. So it was warm last year in the Western Caribbean. That's why we had these outrageous predictions of 25 storms or whatever. Gary, yeah, it depends on where you live, but we're definitely in a little slow time right now, this week or two. Everybody wants to see Longo. One more time, Gus, before you go. All right. He's waking up a little bit. Why don't you wake up, everybody? Oh, his eyeballs are open. Hey, what are you doing? You going to wake up? Oh. He takes after his dad when it's time to sleep. Oh, let's see if I can get one. Belly too. He makes little baby noises too. Okay, we'll let you sleep. Anyway. Orlando, Houston today. Alfonso, there's nothing, everything's normal. Alfonso. Chris is a 69. He's definitely got this new puppy smell, like a new car smell. Anyway, all right, so a little tidbit on the water temps. Again, it doesn't mean we can't have tropics. That's the deceiving part. We can still have tropics. It doesn't mean anything, honestly, because it only takes one. And I always like to look back here. This is the NOAA satellite anomaly map. I always like to go back to prior years and just kind of look at where we're at. Let's say 18 was a very, obviously we had some serious storms in 18. Let's see what it looked like in 18. So here's the water anomaly map in 18 for the same week, basically. That was the end of June, early July in 2018. We know 18 was pretty bad. Obviously, Florence was a Cat 4 in the middle Atlantic. We talk about Florence because it weakened as it made its journey to the East Coast, but it ended up being one of the costliest hurricanes ever, and it was only a Cat 1 only. But it was a Cat 4 way out here in the 78-degree water. So like I said, the water temperature isn't everything. But if you look at 18 for that week where it was then, compared to now, you can see it's a little warmer now. What's another year? Let's go 2020. That was one of the most active. It was the most active year ever in 2020. And here's what it looked like in 2020. This week in 2020. And if you look at then, and look at now. So, never really that cold. Let's look at 92. That was... waters back then were we were definitely in a cooler cycle. Here was the end of June in 92. Obviously, we're talking about Andrew. So there you go, 92, first week of July, and now. So just don't want to let your guards down is all. So you're welcome, Tessa. So that's it. I don't really have any other graphics put up for you, I don't think. Oh, I did have this one. This was what we're going to end it on, because I think we're going to talk about this tomorrow on my Fox weather segment. So Chantel didn't get a lot of love because it was 50-mile-an-hour tropical storm. Nobody really hypes up tropical storms, but they end up sometimes being way worse than a hurricane, and we know that's the case with a lot of storms. So the big story, I think, with Chantel was the official forecast were only showing 4 to 6 inches, and we ended up with double digits in a lot of spots. Okay, slow moving. We only had a yellow slight flood risk middle part of North Carolina there, and look what happened. So, slow moving tropical system can be very impactful in its own way, just from rain and not wind. And we saw that. There was a lot of rain that fell. And again, we didn't get the flood potential that I was surprised. So it was a little deceiving. I think you see that yellow and you're like, we got this. And then that happens. So, I don't know. Cry wolf is a big part of the weather forecasting world. And if you get the same forecast several times and then nothing happens, then you get the same forecast and you get a 180-degree opposite outcome, then you're confused. You're like, well, wait a minute. We were only under yellow slight flood outlook. How did we end up flooding cities? So that's my only big question is how this was missed. But the HRR nailed it. We showed that. It was definitely showing 10, 12 inches of rain in this northern part of the central North Carolina. So, but I'll leave that to the big dogs to worry about. So since we're talking about flooding, I want to end it with my good friend Paul from Tiger Dam. I got a really cool picture down at the Governor's Hurricane Conference. They do so many substations, hospitals, schools, parks. They also have an awesome home unit that a lot of our MWPs have got that work very well, very simple, very easy, very quick. So if you got any, flood-prone area, doorways or doors to back porches that flood easily, it's a great alternative to sandbags. And then when you're done, you just drain it and put it away in the garage in a little bag and hopefully never use it again. But give them a look. I got them linked to the website, Tiger Dam, and I got a really cool video here showing you how it works. So I appreciate their support of the state. They do a lot with Florida, and they protect a lot. And so it's the least I can do to show them off here. Like I said, they're all good friends of mine. So there you go. We'll be live tomorrow. I'm going to go take a shower because I swear I got little spiders in my head now. It's really freaking me out. I was cleaning out back if you missed it. I think I got my head into something, but that's it. All right, we'll be live tomorrow, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you got to see Longo. Tomorrow he'll be a little bit more energetic. I bet you in about 5 minutes he's going to be bouncing all around. Let's give him one more chance to wake up. You're always probably thinking he's not even a real dog, but he is. Are you real, buddy? Oh, he wiggled. Oh, he just woke up. Oh, Dad. Oh. And then we'll be live Thursday and Friday. So, I got a podcast in downtown Tampa on Friday. Then we are going to Coco, I hope,